Hello and hi, welcome back if you're joining again. If not, welcome. My name is Celestial and you are tuning into Celestial Evolution. This is a channel where we talk about things that go on in my head, and a lot of the things that go on in my head usually dwell around like spirituality, finding my moral compass, and we are also a channel about fitness. And so, if you didn't watch my last episode, on Thursdays, these are my rest days, and I am really bad about stretching, like super bad. And it really does cause blockages within my body. Ladies, if any of you are affected by something we call cellulite, yeah, I'm one of them. Raise your hand. Hello. Yes, Cellulite's Anonymous. Here we are, okay? It is something that, especially in a society that dwells around perfection and perfect lighting and perfect skin and all these different things, it's something that affects us. And I've always been affected by it as a little kid. And I know it is because of my diet and hereditary. It's hereditary. My mom has it. And um, it just gets really bad. And I feel like because I do so many exercises, like it should have gone away. But sometimes it's just with you for life. And no matter how hard you work, it's just going to be there. I mean, I had to like watch different videos, compilations about like celebrities who had cellulite and everything like that. Even Serena Williams, this beast of a woman who is like one of the greatest athletes in female history, has cellulite. And I'm like, you know what? And I work hard, guys. I'm not making any excuses, but I do eat a lot of cookies. And so that's one thing I'm going to try this summer is try to diminish my sugar content. But stretching also helps your lymphatic system drain a lot of that excess fluids that holds on to, I believe it's like a waste and products that accumulate around the areas that hold fat. And for women, that usually centers around like our butt and our thighs. And that is definitely where I hold my weight. Like up here, I've always been good, but down here, I was never really active with it, first of all, and for mostly, I barely really started to work out my legs maybe 2 to 3 years ago. And I'm talking about like I've always done lunges and stuff, but actually targeting different muscles, like my hamstrings, I finally am able to activate them without trying too hard, and I can actually feel the muscle coming in. But yeah, so stretching is something that I definitely need to incorporate in my body, especially with the rigorous workouts that I do. I do like weight training at least 4 times a week, at least. And, different areas of the body, arms, but legs get hit probably about 3 times a week. And they get really, really stiff. And they've gotten a lot better. I can't complain. And so I definitely know that working out helps. But to incorporate a regimen where you are rehabilitating your body. This is a Pharmadoc. I bought this on Amazon. I don't really have a specific thing, but when I was in boxing class, a warm up or a stretching post workout regimen that I did with a couple of my coaches involved this demon of a contraption. It is a foam roller, but it is a what do they call it? Like a targeted um, I forgot the name of it, but I'll link it on a link from Amazon to show you what it actually does. But it has like these ridges, which helps target and pinpoint more of like I guess the fascia. It's supposed to help release, excuse me, it's supposed to help encourage lymphatic drainage, which I'm actually going to go book a massage for a person to actually touch my body and drain my lymphatic system so that like more toxins and stuff can be released from your body. But this is what we're going to be doing today in regards to stretching while I talk to you, because as I said, I don't like to stretch and I find it to be such a boring task. So I figured, I was like, I haven't been up on my videos, so like I can combine the two and be productive and get shit done. You know what I mean? I mean stuff done, you know? And so here I am with my Pharmadoc, and if you may see me make weird faces, it's because, like I said, this is a demon of a contraption, and it hurts really, really bad. But basically, you put it on like any area that gets kind of tight, and you just roll on it. There's videos and stuff too that I'll actually link below that has tutorials to show you how to do it best. But I just kind of go off instinct, and I'm like, what hurts the most? And it's most usually my legs. And I just roll back and forth, and you can kind of just listen to your body. Like, what hurts? And yeah, it does hurt, guys. But today's topic, while we are stretching, I want to talk to you about a concept that popped up in my brain revolving around being delusionally jaded. What does that mean? Well, let's break down the word. Delusional meaning to have, I actually have the dictionary term. All right, so delusional by the psychiatry term is a fixed false belief that is resistant to reason or confrontation with actual fact. So basically just thinking something and it being completely a deviation from actual truth. And jaded is made dull. This is by dictionary.com. Apathetic means you have no feelings pretty much for anything. You're cynical by the experiences or by having, by experience or by having or seeing too much of something. And so, like, when you think of a jaded person, it really is a person who's just like, I'm tired of life. I'm done with it. People are disgusting. Everything in life is gross. They're just, I hate men. I hate women. Those type of people, right? So, delusionally jaded. Let's bring those two together. And this concept was brought into my brain because I was having a moment. Ladies, we get our times of the month, we get extra emotional, start feeling sorry about ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Sorry for ourselves, start eating a pack of Oreos, cookies, whatever is around, a pot of spaghetti, whatever you want, okay? But it's like this self-defeatist mode in our brain that pops in, and you cry over everything. And I was just thinking about some experiences in my past life. And, I would never consider myself done dirty. I would definitely say that I felt my actions weren't reciprocated as much as I would have liked from friends, family, past lovers, And I always think to myself, it's this whole idea, this notion of, why would I self-sacrifice for people who don't care about me? I'm just gonna sleep with whoever, do everything on my own because I was doing it on my own anyways. And then you become the apathetic person, that feeling of emotionlessness, and you get this jaded heart, this colden heart that doesn't want to be vulnerable, that doesn't want to feel, that doesn't want to give, that doesn't want to be empathetic, be sympathetic, to understand another person's plight, and to understand that if you have the strength to be kind, to have the vulnerability, which is strength, to be kind, then be that. Because I don't think we have enough people in this world who are that, and to really have people in life to really self-reflect. And I can give you a few reasons why I speculate that is. And first of all, I have been working my entire life. There was never a time I didn't work a double shift or have two jobs or something like that just to make ends meet. It wasn't to, go out and have trips and stuff. It was just to survive. And I get tired, and then you get hurt by someone who you were giving that time and energy to, that you could have been devoting to yourself, the resources and everything. It sucks, and it's like, man, you do feel blameful. You do feel like, man, dude, never again. But when it really boils down to it, you have to truly take some accountability in life, some accountability in your life. Self-pity is a destroyer of people. I see it in some of my loved ones who just don't want to take the time to say, hey, that's my bad, you know? And yes, it would be lovely if there were less selfless people in this world, but I've always been a person that thrives off of example, right? And I find examples. Of course, nobody's perfect and people are going to be fallible, but you take the lessons and you have to ingrain it into yourself, right? It's like a template, a lesson plan. You take what you can get from the study guide, but you are the person who has to go through the test, right? You're the person that has to go through the fire. And whatever you learned from that lesson plan is how you apply it, but you're applying it in real life. And sometimes with that lesson plan, even it can leave room for adaptation. You're the person that has to go through that lesson and take what you learned from it, right? Your perspective on it, of course, and applying that. And with that, there's going to be times where you have to, um, what is the word I'm looking for? Improvise. And that's just life. That's where free will comes in. It's like, yes, there is a rule book, there is a template to life, but ultimately you make the choices and the decisions that guide you and catapult you into the next level, right? And I don't think people really understand that. I'm still learning how to understand that, and I'm learning to take responsibility for my actions. If I don't wake up in the morning to go to work and I do this consistently, I'm going to get fired. For relationships, I think it's easier to have muddled or blurred lines because some people just go into it and follow into it. You never really ask questions or say what your expectations are. Even sometimes they're just situationships. And that's one thing people get delusionally jaded by. You enter into a certain contract, an unspoken written contract with like a situationship, right? And maybe one person expected a relationship out of it, but they knew the circumstances in which they entered. Maybe the person said they weren't looking for anything serious, yet you just had that hope, right? And then you get your heart broken, and it's like, but really though? Like, you knew what's up, and you knew what you're getting into, so why would we be hurt by a situation like that? And then we get into the next person, we get into a relationship with the next person, and we're just like, yeah, I'm gonna treat you and hold you at arm's length because the last person did me dirty. But did they? Did they really do you dirty? They didn't. They were just living their life. And if ever you do get into a relationship where you want something out of it, ask questions. It's your time that you're giving to this person, and which is the rarest commodity that we have. You can't get it back. And so if you're investing time, resources, and energy into somebody, I think it's very fair to be like, where do you see this going? How can I expect you to reciprocate of all the things that I bring to the table, and vice versa? What do you hope for the future? Do you want kids? You want to have a house? Do you want to travel for the rest of your life? What do you want? You know, make it clear. Delusional. When you live in a alternate reality of expectations without settling in the reality of what is actually happening, the reality, the real, the what is it right now, me talking to you in front of you doing this stretch, the what we can see, what we can understand, what we process. Of course, everything is perspective as well, but I think we can claim that there are certain undeniable truths. And so this is actually kind of a workout. Little abs. They are really, actually, you can do some ab work on this foam roller as well. Like I said, I'll link some stuff on the bottom. I'll probably do this next time too, because this is actually releasing some good stuff. That fascia tissue, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all, don't feel sorry for yourself. You know, life is too short to be caught up in regret. Do and do. That's it. You can't expect people to read your mind. And, if you're a giver, I'm a giver. I know I am. I have the heart of a giver, but I think that I've do because I know what it's like not to have and um, not to feel validated. And so I overly do sometimes for the people that I love and for people that I can do for. And so if you have that kind of spirit, be protective of your energy, of course, but don't be so guarded. And I'm speaking to myself when I say that too, that you don't allow people to do for you or to be completely taken advantage of, because that will hurt. It does. But stand up for yourself. Voice what you need sometimes. It takes away from the delusion and brings it into a concrete reality. Hey, I done told you. I done said it. Don't make me say it again, because I'll say it one, I'll say it two, I might say it three times, but if I have to say it the third time, you obviously aren't listening, so I got to go. And you have to make that choice for yourself. If you choose to stay in a toxic situation, well, that's your damn fault. Okay? Take some responsibility. And that goes for anything in life, not just relationships. I just say that because I think that's where we struggle in the most. But that goes to living your dreams too. Going to that job that you hate every single day, which I understand is not a luxury for everybody just to quit their jobs to go and live their dream. But find things that maybe tie into it, or find a job that possibly is in that realm, or at least somewhere where you can tolerate the people that work there. Some people hate their coworkers because all they do is just gossip and are competitive with one another. No one wants to help each other. Like an ideal workplace, honestly, where I work, it's not without its problems, but everybody's very respectful of each other and helpful to each other. No one puts each other down, at least not that I've experienced. And so, I've been here that long, but I know that I want to be somewhere else. I do. I want to do something else. I want to build and foster community like my boss has done, for her people. I want to do that and have influence. And I have to be like, all right, Celestial, how do we do that? Well, first of all, we need to save some money, so we can't go shopping all the time and do all this self-sabotaging acts and be delusionally jaded when things don't go our way because we never disciplined ourselves enough to really get to that place where we need to be, right? But yeah, that was my thoughts. I don't want this to go on too long. I think this is probably going to be like at least a 24-minute video. But I hope that, gave you a little bit of something. And in a world right now where we're so divided, and I think we're divided because we choose to be divided. We choose to have fear. We choose to be self-pitiful. We choose to believe in falseness without doing our due diligence and researching and actually engaging with life. And I think it's because we become delusional. We become jaded. We become accustomed to a life that is apathetic, emotionless, because it's easier not to feel sometimes. I get that, yo. But in a world where there are no emotions is a world I don't want to live in, for sure. So dare to live, dare to be, dare to feel, dare to love, dare to forgive yourself and anybody else you feel who did wrong, because everybody is living in their own consciousness. Everybody's living in their own paradigm. And sometimes what they do to you is not personal. Sometimes it's just a way of them emulating what they've seen and how to interact with the world. Sometimes it's you really have ran into a snake, an imposter, and they're trying to get you out of your money or whatever it is that you have. And sometimes it's just people who have been hurt, and so they hurt other people. And that these realities and so many more are need to be understood in order to forgive, and understand that we as humans are fallible, and sometimes we need somebody to teach us to do better, to really do better. And so with that being said, what I will say is that dare to stand on your own 2 feet. Try to be a person that can have enough strength to help others, even when you don't feel like it. And you don't have to always be so gracious about it, you know? Some days I'm just like, oh, I know I need to do this, but I don't want to do it. I'm so tired, especially on my girl thing, girls. You get an attitude, you know what I'm saying? We get a little bit of attitude. Um, but we do it because we know we should, and we know it's the right thing to do. And if more people in the world can do the right thing, oh, what a beautiful world this would be. But hopefully y'all didn't see too much of my jiggly bits, as Bridget Jones says, my jiggly bits. But thank you for taking the time to stretch with me. Probably going to finish this off and do a little bit of my Theragun, and then I made some food and I'm going to eat it up and rest and relax the rest of the evening. But as always, keep looking, learning, and evolving. Thank you for taking the time. If you liked what you heard, please like and subscribe. Maybe leave a little comment for the algorithms. People always trying to do that little slick. I'm watching all these YouTubers. They're like, leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about, this and that. But it does help our algorithms and everything. But even just a simple like and a subscribe, y'all. I mean, I'm a kind person. You'll get some good things on this channel, hopefully. I don't like to toot my own horn or anything, because there are some really great people out there who teach me a lot of things. So I hope that I can be a person who does that for someone else, even if it is just one person. But I digress. Have a beautiful evening, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye. Whew.